Welcome to Battle of the Ports, and this week we are taking a look at a game I was playing way back in 1992 on the Super Famicom. This is Shin Megami Tensei by Atlus. Originally released on the Super Famicom on October 30th, 1992. Back then most gamers in the West couldn't care less for this game, or the ones that came before it, or even the sequels, until many years later. Now the Shin Megami Tensei series is popular worldwide. The story follows a player named Protagonist, who lives in near future Tokyo. When a portal to the realm of demons is opened accidentally by a scientist named Steven, and is seized by Goto, a military commander who believes that he can control the demons. Transported with two other supporting characters 30 years into the future, the protagonist finds the Earth ruined by a demon invasion, which is now the stage for an escalating conflict between the Order of Messiah and the Ring of Gaia, conflicting cults who wish to bring about kingdoms for their respectives. The story is influenced by mortal decisions the protagonist makes, aligning him with either the Messians or the Ring of Gaia, or setting him up as an independent agent. The gameplay is similar to that of other games in the series. Players make their way through dungeons and fight against demons in a first-person perspective. The protagonist uses a variety of weapons and items, with the primary weapon being swords and guns. Such items are bought from merchants scattered around the world map. In special areas, the protagonist can use the in-game currency to restore health and magic points for themselves and the demons. Special terminals scattered across the world map allow the player to save their game, and they can use them to teleport between terminals in different areas of Tokyo. The original Shin Megami Tensei never got an official English release until many years later. This English version I'm playing here is an unofficial translation. On December 25th, 1993, ISCO released the PC Engine Super CD port. Now each following version of Shin Megami Tensei has a few changes to the core game. On the PC Engine, those changes were CD digital audio for some scenes, visual scenes were added for some events, Pascal related events were added, several new demons were added, also illustrations of Zombie Mouse and Demon Duck are now displayed on TDL. Terminal transfer animation etc. has been changed. The word end is no longer displayed at the end of the game. I guess they had decided the second game would be coming by this point. So, as you can see, there are a lot of changes, but what about the way the game looks and plays? Well, it plays just like the Super Famicom original, but as you can clearly see, it looks far more chunky due to a lower resolution. That would be fine, but I would have expected the 3D mazes to move better, if not as good, as the Super Famicom game, but no, they are way worse, featuring less animation and a more distracting dream effect during the dream stages. The audio is also weaker in every way in my opinion. Best not to make this your main way of playing this game.
1990X 年東京欲望という名の悪魔に取りつかれ今もなお肥大を続けるこの町のいつ席の切れるやもしれぬ人々の
Sims brought Mega CD owners a port of Shin Megami Tensei on February 25th, 1994. Changes in this port are as follows. Greater Arranged BGM is mostly present as CD digital audio tracks. The opening and ending was slightly changed, and a narration by the main character was added to the intro. In addition to this, options for adjusting the key assignments and movement speed on the 3D screen were also added, so now you can have smooth but slower animation, or less frames but faster, giving a look similar to the Super Famicom version. A library mode for viewing information on demons, including bosses, encountered so far was also added. Other changes include a different navigation system, simplified cathedral map, and a crapload of new demons. There are a few name changes too. Overall, this game looks more detailed, has superior audio and more content. It really does make the PC Engine version look quite primitive. Atlas developed a PlayStation port in-house, which first hit the stores on May 31st, 2001. Wow, that's pretty late in the system's life. What could have Atlas changed in this version? Well, let's take a look. The user interface has been changed to a style that looks more like Shin Megami Tensei 2. The enemy appearance indicator was added to show enemy spawn rate. The sword attack target selection is different from the Super Famicom version. The Super Famicom version automatically selects an efficient opponent, but the PlayStation version attacks in order from the left. 3D dungeons are now represented by polygons. By pressing the square button, a dash movement is now possible. The background image of the facility has been redrawn as a pre-rendered 3D graphic. The pixel art graphics of demons and people have been faithfully transferred from the Super Famicom version. Kazuma Kaneko himself has renewed the image illustrations of the characters and demons. Difficulty can be set from normal to expert, and more little changes. Quite a lot's been changed then. Another Atlas developed port came to the Gameboy Advance on March 28, 2003. This port doesn't have as many unique changes, but there are some, such as the user interface being changed to the style of Shin Megami Tensei 2, just like the PlayStation version. The 2D map has been redrawn in an isometric style view. Introduction of visionary items. By obtaining them, you can view sub-stories that were not told in the original game. Sadly, like most GBA games, this sounds like crap. The graphics have also suffered with mushy looking sprites and an unappealing maze effect. And let's take a look at all those versions of Shin Megami Tensei running side by side.